My name is Kowalcze-Pawlik and I'm the president of the Polish Shakespeare Association. And I'm here in the beautiful city of Chisinau at the first International Shakespeare Festival in Moldova. This is my very subjective kind of opinion of what has been happening here. I mean, the great spirit of renewal that you can feel in the city. I mean, I was here last year when you had the first Shakespeare Days. It was not an international festival yet. And I'm very much aware of the fact that, last year was very difficult in political terms and you could feel the tension in the air, right? So last year was very intense. This year is different. This year you can sense the spirit of hope. I mean, people are smiling more in the streets. There are a lot of young people in the theater, and I think that they feel very kind of self-aware of the fact that they do belong in Europe. A lot of young people, they speak English, perfect English, and they are very appreciative of the international theatre that's coming. Throughout this week, there have been quite a number of performances in different languages, and you could sense this contentment that, the audience, especially the young members of the audience, felt, to have international theatre, world theatre come to Chisinau. I think that they felt that sense of belonging that Shakespeare is really about within the European Shakespeare Festival network, which the festival in Moldova has just recently become. So I have this very subjective sense of belonging, of being at home, and of being a part of a great community that's already emerging. I met first and foremost, I think, young students from the theatre, from theatre studies, which was basically a part of why I came here, because I came here as a part of the International European Shakespeare Research Association seminar. So we have been organizing a series of lectures and workshops that center on the plays whose adaptations we would be seeing throughout the festival. So I spoke on A Midsummer Night's Dream with the students and the general audience, and we had a bit of a workshop focusing very precisely on the version of the dream that was directed by Michał Czarna, and that was the opening production. So the students had a lot of brilliant ideas. We immediately kind of connected. They were very willing to work, and they had a lot of very personal, very precise observations, reflections on the production itself. They were able also to, we call it localization, so they were able to pinpoint, the things that I didn't get about the production. Because as with every, theatrical piece that is produced in a given place, the directors, the creative team, the actors, they put together a show which is infused with their own sense of being who they are, right? So Shakespeare is not about, the English, but it's really about the place. Very often you can feel it in the adaptation. So I felt also enriched by this experience. So that was the first show. But we also we also have seen so far shows from yesterday from Spain, a Macbeth, Spanish Macbeth, delivered in a very, very classical, very elegant style. We also saw a wild rock rendition of Richard III, and as many Richards I've seen, that was my first rock one. So I really appreciated that experience as well. It was a wild production, and we will be talking about it for sure. I mean, it was a production in Hungarian language by a Romanian theatre. We also saw I would call it fringe, alternative theatre production, a rendition of Hamlet. That was a monodramatic piece, really hard. It was a very intellectual production that I really want to, think further along, because it was very dense. And as far as I understand, that was something that was very new for a Moldovan artist to produce, because unlike other places like Poland, where I come from, Moldovan theatre is much more about ensemble. It is not, it doesn't have the tradition of monodramatic acting, which is precisely what renders this production as something very, very special and unique, because the artist, I think he found his own way of speaking about Hamlet, and I really appreciated that. So Hamlet Mortus Est, I think that you have to check that out. If possible, I would like to see it once again. So these were the two big things that we saw on Thursday. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we are in the 2/3 of the festival, so I'm losing my sense of time. I'm very much aware of the place. So it is like, the festival time is just basically very, very special. It's very unique. And I know that the staff, the team from Craiova is already here. And I've seen, their production of Hamlet twice before, but, will seem to be the same, I think, but it's going also to be different, because every time you go to a specific theatre and to a specific place, theatre is always, different. It is about difference. So I'm really curious how they're going to do it here, and how this particular production will resonate, right, in a new context. So my curiosity is whetted also as far as the things that we are still going to see are concerned. Yeah, so this is what I've seen so far. I do have a lot of very strong impressions that will lead to reflection. I will definitely be writing a lot about this first edition of the festival, which is so great. I mean, it is, it just comes together in so many different, unique and really spectacular ways. But at the same time, it feels like you're at home.